Alrighty, how you doing? Well, hello from Calgary.
Calgary.
We didn't expect to be in Calgary, and it's kind of weird to be in Calgary because, as we mentioned before, there's a water crisis going on here. A water main broke, and it was a major water main, and now they're asking everybody to ration their water supply, and in fact, it turns out that they can't just fix the thing because it would cause other things to break, and so it's like a 5-week issue now. So we were going to just avoid Calgary until Sue's brakes stopped working.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much, and that's where we started, and we really got a sense of it when we were in Drumheller. And at one point we were going down a pretty steep incline, and Sue was behind me, and of course you can use engine braking to help you quite a bit, but she had no back brakes, so if she needed anything, to kind of do a little extra braking, there was nothing.
I was fine. No, we weren't.
Anyway, and
I was fine. I just had to be more careful.
So yeah, I mean,
but it's not a good idea.
As we learned today, and we'll mention a little bit, back brakes are not really all that critical. You use your front brake a little more, or should use your front brake a little more, because it's got more stopping power than back brakes do. But at any rate, we knew we were going into the Rockies, and you need to have good brakes on your motorcycle going into the Rockies. So we knew there was a Ducati dealer in Calgary, and we knew we were just an hour and a half away from Calgary in Drumheller. So we took a chance. We called Friday from Drumheller, and they said, hey, if you can be there Saturday at 9:30 in the morning or 9:15, then we have time. We can take on your bike, fix the brakes. And I had this other wish list of things, which basically included adjusting Sue's windshield, which had gotten a little wonky, and really just giving our bikes a sort of service, a tune-up, oil change, and everything they needed to be strong. But I didn't think they would have time for any of that. But it is a Saturday morning in Drumheller, earlier than we'd normally be up and at it. It's about 20 after 7. We just stopped in Tim's quickly to get a coffee and a breakfast sandwich each, and then we're just going to be sort of Smokey and the banding it to right here to Calgary. No. Got there, and they were there. They came shortly after we did, and they were just fantastic.
They basically said, "What do you need?"
Yeah, John and Chris.
Try to make it happen.
It was just like, yeah, what would you prefer, and to see happen? And we said, well, hey, we're riding across the Rockies. We would love to really know our bikes are good, and they took them off our hands. We had a day to kill. We spent a little bit of time walking downtown into Calgary just to kind of get a sense of it. All right, another walking video. This one coming at you from Calgary, where we're really happy to report our bikes are in good hands right now. We'll tell you their names when we remind you. But what great two guys we met this morning at the bike shop. We got up really early, got there.
Sports cycle in Calgary.
Yeah, sports cycle in Calgary.
Amazing.
Fantastic. So yep, we got there so that we were there when they were opening, and they just took the bikes right in and let us store our bags right there, and just know they're going to take really good care of them, making sure they're ready for the trip, the Rockies. So not just Sue's bike, but mine as well, which is fantastic. So meanwhile, we're just we got time to kill, so we're walking around Calgary, see what trouble we get into, but feeling lucky that our bikes are in good hands. And we had to kind of sneak back to us close by strategic Tim's so that when we got the call, we could go back and get the bikes. So at any rate, we went back, got the bikes. They were fantastic. I mean, this video is mostly about how great they were at Sports Cycle in Calgary. Not only they showed us all these things, and they gave us these tips on how to be using our brakes better and how to maintain the bikes a little better, and I felt like we learned a whole lot, and they were just fantastic. And now our bikes are ready for the Rockies, and so that's really cool. But otherwise, we've held up in an Airbnb. It's raining. There was thunder and lightning earlier. It's going to be raining all day tomorrow. We're not sure what it's going to do from there. Yeah, and cold. Like 7 degrees right now, and we're in that 7 to 10 with rain thing, which is one thing in Calgary. It's something else when you go up into altitude. It's going to become like snow and stuff like that at some point. So we're going to wait things out a little bit, wait out the weather, and when time's right, we're going to go after the Rocky Mountains.
We are.
All right, that's the story here from Calgary. Hey, we are still in Calgary. And in fact, we will still be in Calgary for a few days now. So by the way, nice backdrop of Calgary behind us. Somewhere here is the Saddle Dome. I think it's around here. Something like that.
It's over here. It's to the left of the buildings. So.
Somewhere there. At any rate, kind of cool. Good view of Calgary, and this is just not far from our Airbnb where we are and where we will be, because we found out the weather is not looking good. Our bikes are all ready to go, but
we're ready to go.
We're ready to go, but we got all the way here, and we're not going to go into freezing cold rain and snow. And it's not good in the mountains right now. It's quite cold, so we're gonna hold on till we think Wednesday. So that means we're kind of hanging out here in Calgary for 4 days, 3 days?
4 days. 4
days, which we didn't plan to, but we're making the most of it. We have just been sort of learning about the town, walking around bits and pieces of it, and hey, Calgary's it for the next little while. So until the mountains are ready for us, we're gonna enjoy Calgary.
Take care.
Morning. So another morning in Calgary. Again, we had to sort of bite the bullet, and it is cool right here in Calgary. I don't know, would you say 10 degrees, babe?
Yeah.
And we're not in the mountains. And so when, again, looked at the forecast for the Rockies, and it was going to be cold, snow in the passes. It's just obvious we're going to have to hold on for a little bit for the weather to change. Meanwhile, there's a heat dome in Toronto. We hear, but we're trying to figure
some of that out here.
We're trying to figure out how many layers to wear as we go around Calgary. But anyway, so while we're here, we're kind of doing a bit of the touristy thing, and today we're going to. Our goal for today is to see the Rockies. We know we're close, but as we walk around Calgary, we don't really see them anywhere on the horizon. But there's the Calgary Tower.
We expected to see them coming into town, and we didn't.
I thought we might. But there's this thing called the Calgary Tower. They like to name things in very non-creative ways here, it seems. And, no, but it's true. First Street, 3rd Avenue. Very descriptive, very functional names around here. So we're going to go to the Calgary Tower, where rumor is we'll be able to see the Rockies and get a taste of where we're headed for. So yeah,
see
that's
the
what
Rockies, see the prairies, and see all of Calgary.
Yeah.
360 degree.
Yeah. So I'll look into our future, into our past, all from the tower. So that's the game plan for today. We will maybe report in every now and then as we do our touristy thing. So we're here in the Calgary Tower, and we kind of slowly took a walk around from the
prairies,
more eastward facing prairie stuff, and we've kind of come around, and I don't think you're going to be able to see it in the background, but finally from here we can see the Rockies, and it's kind of awe-inspiring. It's kind of crazy to think we're going to bring our motorbikes through and across them. Yeah.
Hopefully not in a snowstorm.
Yeah, there's a
No,
lot
we
of
wouldn't
snow
do
on the
that.
caps for sure, and hopefully, I mean, that's what we're waiting, is to make sure the passes are not going to be snowy, or at least try the best that we can to make that happen. But anyway, now that we're seeing them, it's like real, man. It's real. This is going to be the next big challenge we have, and it's going to be a challenge. Yeah, we'll be ready. Our bikes are ready. Good stuff. We're slowly climbing now after a day in the city, starting out with the Calgary Tower, which was kind of cool. We then just grabbed some lunch somewhere, which was nice, and really have just been walking around the city. We got a couple of little pies to have later. And you see, we're just finding these trails to walk back to our place, and I don't know how obvious it is to you, but you know, walking up a little trail here with Calgary just sort of in the background there, which is kind of cool. Great views, great angles here. It's an interesting city, the way it's built on hills in different ways. So at any rate, having fun being tourists. Everyone still tells us the weather's going to get better on Wednesday. You can see here, rains are about to come today, and they're going to be all night, and it's going to be cold tomorrow and rainy too. But Wednesday, we're getting ready for it. Meantime, all's good in Calgary.